Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Oban Airport, also known as North Connel. Oban is the unofficial capital, if you like, of the West Highlands. Beautiful area. The weather today is stunning. We're going to be taking a flight in the Scottish Ambulance Services Air Ambulance, Golf Golf Sierra Alpha Sierra, and we're going to be using this wonderful repaint by Demo Designs to depict her. We are going to be doing a mission using the HEMS Random and Anywhere mission add-on by Daviosoft, and it's a fantastic free add-on on flightsim.to. Obviously, I'll put a link down below, but it just gives you that ability to randomize your missions if you don't want to build your own. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. A little bit of training for me because it's been a while, and giving the add-on a quick test run as well. Weather's fantastic. I'm just going to stop waffling. Let's get flying. That's what we're here for, to save lives. Well, here we are, and I can't tell you how lucky we are with this weather. This is live weather. Here we are on the 6th of January. It's midday, and the weather's just absolutely gorgeous. Not much in the way of wind. We've got 4 knots coming from 090. So, and you can see the sky is pretty clear. We've got a bit of cloud, but nothing that's going to get in the way. So, right, let's get things moving. So, first of all, let's get the panel, let's get the crew on board. Come on, lads. They are all a little bit nervous. In fact, one of them did make the quip, which I thought was very rude, that random and anywhere actually applies to my flying, but I didn't think that was funny. I think it was you, wasn't it? Yeah, look at that. Guilt written all over his face. Right, let's close the doors. And I can close this one because my arm is of the correct length. There we go. Right, we're all on board. So what we need to do now, I've got my... if you hadn't already realised, to do this, you need the high performance group. Airbus H145 helicopter with the Action Expansion Pack, or the Action Pack Expansion even. If you've got those two, you can then download this add-on from flightsim.to. I'll put the link down below, and then you can do what we're going to do today. So they are the requirements for what you is needing it to be able to do this. Right, let's go back to the menu, and we'll go to Maps and Missions. And we need to connect to our random and everywhere. So we'll do that. Click on that, and this really takes us to the dispatcher. I don't think I clicked that properly. Go on there. There we go. So we just wait for that to come through. It's connecting up. There we go. So what I'm going to do is, because I want to reduce the length that we're going to fly, really because I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm just using that to reduce it. I'm going to ask for the next dispatch, which should... There we go. So we've got a car crash led to the injury of a person. We're going to accept that.
Cabin preparation. Please wait.
Cabin, the guys in the back are getting themselves ready now. What I am going to do is ask let's just wait for this to come through. So this is giving us some information, dispatch info. We've got at least 1 injured, waiting for further information. It's actually now saying 2 injured males, aged 51 and 66, both unconscious. A road traffic accident with 3 cars, no rescue vehicles at location, waiting for more information. If we just click on this, I'll show you. This will give us more information on the patient as it actually goes on, especially once we've landed. Oh, didn't mean to do that.
Hey, good morning all. Ready for the missions?
They're sounding cheerful today, the boys in the back. I am very impressed. So we go back to their...
Good morning, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Good morning.
Who's Frank? Who's Frank? No one told me Frank was coming. Are you Frank? No one told me Frank was coming on board. Right, so I'm going to send the co-pilot to actually do some work.
Helicopter is ready to fly. Logbook filled and signed.
Thank you. So
if you need refueling, please ask.
No problem. So we're sending the co-pilot out.
Thank you, Frank.
I'll check.
Ah, this must be Frank. You right, Frank? Yeah, that's
Ready
Frank.
to supply external power at your request.
Look at that face. Let's have a quick look at fuel. Using flow, of course. It's wonderful. Yeah, I'm just going to top it up a little bit more. But we're not going to be doing much. There's the co-pilot walking around having a quick look.
Cabin preparation completed.
Excellent. Thank you, chaps. That's the guys in the back. Obviously, we are in a situation where we're trying to get to a casualty, so we don't want to hang around too much. Co-pilot's just taking his sweet time to walk around, check that everything's okay, doing his external pre-flights, and then once we've done that, we can start up. What I will do is just get the battery on and get some lights on. Just allow everything to boot up and at least do our power up test. So looking down here and we can see our little green power up test there.
Okay, all good.
Excellent. Thank you, my friend. Right, that's looking fine. We'll do a quick comm check.
Crew, comm check, please. Co-pilot HHO comm check.
X1 comm check.
Doc here, comm check.
And all that is coming through from this Random and Anywhere add-on, by the way. These are all additional things that... And it's free! I can't believe it. It's amazing. Right, so we've done that. Let's now look at starting up. So just have a quick look at there. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Don't need to worry about that. That's all cool. So let's get the prime pump on.
Preparing for engine, starting sequence 1-2.
1-2. So thank you. He's off again. So we're going to do the engine startup now with the co-pilot outside of the helicopter, just keeping an eye on things. I'll just wait for him to get to his position. Let's close dispatch info.
Area clear. Ready to start engine 1.
Okay, so engine 1 now goes to idle.
GPU disconnected. Ready to go. Good day.
That's our grand crew going off there. Thank you very much, Frank. As always, a pleasure doing business with you, my son. Right, so engine 1 is in idle. We now, let's have a quick look, get prime pump. Engine 2
Engine
on.
started successfully. Moving to other engine.
We are, thank you. That's it. When you're ready, fella. We've got lives to save here.
Engine clear.
Thank you. Joking aside, and obviously I am joking, I do like how this adds a little bit of immersion to what's already a fantastic thing with the action pack expansion. I don't know why I can't say that today. It just adds a little bit more realism and immersion to it. I do love it. So
all engines started successfully.
Excellent. Everything's looking good. We can start doing some saving lives now.
Hold on. Performing leak checks.
That's all right. Don't you worry. I'm not doing anything. Right. What is the barometric setting? The barometric setting is 1020. So let's just set that. I should really have... Sometimes doing this with the head tracking is a little bit tricky, but there we go. Come on, one more. There we go. That's the barometric setting sorted. Right.
Okay, all good.
You're in. Right, let's go through some things up here. So, standby battery on, avionics on, DC reception in the back for the chaps to plug in their iPhones and all that sort of thing that they do when they're travelling along. Let's have the static on. Everything else is good. I'm going to mute the tours because we are going through... oh, it's not going to let me do that. Because we're going through the mountains and everything, it can be a right pain in the backside when they start shouting. So maybe I've just not got the click spot right for that, but I should... Oh, it's because it's already muted. Must have already done that. In my dreams. Right, so let's have the strobe light on, let's have the landing lights on. Quick look at everything else just to make sure I've not forgotten anything, because that would be rather embarrassing. Let's have a look down here. How are we looking here? We just need to get everything set up on the autopilot, get that sorted out. This is the TDS GTN XI 750. We're not going to be using it today because we've got the mission
TOS system test okay.
Okay, that's all looking good. Let's now have engines to flight, please. Well, I was saying please to myself. A little bit over polite to myself there. Right, checking the instruments here. Okay, that's all good. Right, so I'm going to transfer the engine over there, and then we'll put the nav over here. There we go. Okay, everything's looking good. That's looking good. We've now got our magenta line over there. That's looking good. Happy to go. Right! Let's aviate. Just going to bring it over here. As this is an emergency, I'm not going to spend too much time hover taxiing around and trying to be clever, but I do want to bring us into wind, which is handy because it's kind of the direction that we want to go in. And now we can start flying. God, the scenery looks good today. I have got, I should say, Rex AccuSeason advanced in, so that of course is adding the trees and also adding
terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
And we are going to turn that off.
Terrain ahead. Terrain ahead.
So, a good time to say we have a Discord. I'll put a link down below. We talk about aeroplanes, helicopters, real flying stuff. We post screenshots, aviation photography. There's even a separate section on the art of photography. If you do that and you get all technical with it. What else do we got? We've got a model making section. If you build kits, we've got a section for that now. There's some very clever people on there who can also help if you've ever got any questions about simming or anything like that. We've got a community help section, and we do group flights, and it's just a great bunch of people, and we have a good laugh, and there's some good bants there. So come along, say hello. It would be good to see you there. And of course, it goes without saying, the cheesy YouTuber bit. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if you like this sort of thing, and if you're not subscribed already. If you are subscribed, a huge thank you. It's great to have you on board. It's a bit of a niche channel because it's not all about reviews and that sort of thing. It's about warbirds and helicopters and GA, and there isn't an airliner in sight. But it's great to have you along, and it's great to share the love for doing this sort of thing with people that are into the same sort of thing, especially on a day like today. My God, if you know the channel, you know I love flying up in Scotland. You know I love waffling on about how beautiful the scenery is and everything, but this is what I love doing. And if I was doing this in VR, it'd be even better, but it's not really something that I can stick on a video, simply because my VR doesn't give a single screen output, if you like. So that would be no good to you at all. Oh, this is beautiful. This is a little bit of heaven, this is. End of the first week back at work after Christmas. Flying in Scotland in the sim. Doing this kind of stuff. Love it. Absolutely love it. So we're just skirting around the mountains a little bit here. You can see we're off the magenta line, but that's only because I'm flying around the topography. A little bit, technical word there. Topography.
500.
It is gorgeous up here, isn't it? How you doing in the back, lads? Everything all right? Happy? No, they're just saying, listen, sunshine, just keep an eye on the mountains. never mind talking to us. We know what you're like. There we go. Let's climb through that gap here. Oh, I've also got the Orbex mesh as well. I should say that. That has made quite a subtle difference. I think the ground certainly feels a bit more lifelike and realistic. Lifelike, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It ain't going to suddenly jump up and start singing songs and doing a dance, but you know what I mean. Oh, that is beautiful. Let's have a look outside. Right, so as I say, not forgetting that we are here to actually perform a function. So let's have a quick look at dispatch. And let's have a look at the medical diagnostic page and just see if we've got anything added. So here you can see just the basic information that we've got at the moment. We don't know a great deal. We'll know a lot more once we've landed. And also you can hear patient conditions. You can adjust that if you want to, or you can just leave it. The patient will deteriorate as time goes on. But you can cheat a little bit and suddenly inject him with some magic bandage juice. And magic bandage juice, where the hell did that come from? Anyway, you get the idea, and then he'll come back, or she will come back in a much better condition.
Ambulance with no paramedic confirmed on scene.
There you go. So the ambulance is now on site waiting for us, and there's a paramedic, which is good because that means that at least the patient's going to get some kind of help. But it's kind of cool getting these little updates so that we know what's going on. It, as I say,
500.
Adds to the realism and adds to the feeling of the drama. So we can see actually up ahead now the destination is right ahead, so we're not far off. So what I'm going to do is let's just take that off, get myself into a position where I can start concentrating on flying. And he says, thank God for that, you'll stop yakking. Yeah.
500.
And we
I
can
set
start.
a possible hospital destination for our
500.
patient. Info available on tablet. We can confirm or change later.
Great stuff. So we can have a look at that once we land. So we should see, as we get a little bit closer, we should see a flare. I think you
2
can.
nautical miles from accident area.
I think you can remove the flare, but I've still got it set up. So I say you can remove the flare. I think you can remove the flare so that if you wanted to make it a bit harder to spot, then you can do that. So let's have a look. Can we see any flares? Not at the moment. But then it is hidden by a chunk of helicopter.
Rear crew, we are approaching the landing site.
Ah, there it is. There it is. You see that white smoke down there? I was looking for orange. That's what it was last time. So I am thinking we've got that patch there that we can land in. That's probably the best chance we've got. You can see from the smoke is coming right up, so the wind is negligible. And as I say, we are lucky in that this is live weather. So we could winch if we wanted to, but in this position, it's just as easy to land. I think. Might think differently once we get down there and we can have a better look at the topography. What I'm also going to do is just get rid of that for the moment, because that makes life a lot easier. We've got much better visibility. Of course, in real life also you'd have the back crew now calling out,
500.
giving you some better indications of where you were. Need to watch that we don't enter a vortex ring state. Thank you very much. And I should have set this up a little bit earlier into hover mode, because that makes life easier. So let's come back. So of course, as I say, in real life now you'd have the guys in the back calling out, just giving you some indicators of what you've got below, helping you out. But what I want to do is get as close as I can, but not bang into any trees. So we'll just come down here. Careful of that vortex ring state.
We are reasonably close.
Excellent. Yeah, the vortex ring state can catch you unawares if you start descending too quickly. Let's just inch forward a little bit. Actually, I'm feeling reasonably confident enough to let's get a little bit closer. There's a song in that somewhere, isn't it? We're going to hop over this bush. And settle down here. So slight... You can see there's a slight slope there, so we hit right skid first and then settled onto the left. So let's get the engine into idle. No, there we go. Right, now at this point the chaps will jump out the back.
Prepare for ground operation.
They'll walk over there now, go and have a look at the patient, see how they're doing, and at this point if we get the, there we go, if we get that up, we'll start to see a little bit more information. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, let's just lock the head tracking there, that makes life a bit easier. Let's have a quick look at the map. Interesting to see where the which hospital we're going to go to. If I go back to dispatch information, back to dispatch screen, it should tell us Lawn and Islands Hospital, 18.84 nautical miles. Okay, that's alright. That's alright. Oh, I can live with that. Of course, at this point we've got an option to shut down the engines completely if we wanted to. I'm just leaving them in idle. Just on this information here, just so we can see, we've got 2 injured males, we know that, 51 and 66, both unconscious. We've got an RTC involving 3 cars. The ambulance with no medic requested doctor, so that's who we've dropped off here. Reported symptoms, massive bleeding, head. His head isn't massive, it's the fact that there's massive bleeding of the head, just to make that clear. I'm not a medical person, I'm not a doctor, but that's how I'm interpreting the information, what is being presented to me. The information from the doctor, which is our guy on board, is he reckons that ground operation times are going to take 5 minutes. You can select different settings for that in terms of how it's presented in the sim. So I think I've got it set to normal, or you could have it set to quick, or if you wanted to you could have it set to realistic, which is literally as long as it's going to take for things to take place, which again is where you might actually shut the engines down. Be very interested actually if there are any real world HEMS pilots watching this. I doubt it, because they do it for real, and if they are watching it they're probably just watching it for a laugh. But if you are, I'd love to know what are the parameters for you in terms of whether you'd shut the engines down or whether you'd leave them in idle. Be really interested to know. Okay, so we're still waiting for some information. Let's put the medical information back up and see how we're going. We've got a heart rate. We've got the 95.6 oxygen reading in the blood, so they're doing all right. We can see here consciousness upon medical arrival. They are unconscious, so they're still knocked out. Let's go and have a look at the accident scene. Oh dear. They don't sound too well, do they? So the lads are working on them, making sure everything's all right. It's a nasty old. It is a nasty old shunt, isn't it? That's for sure. Be interesting actually, as there's two of them, we might have to come back for the other one. Didn't really anticipate that, but I think that's what we might have to do. We don't have enough time for the video to do both of them, so we might just have to drop one off, which ethically isn't very good, but that's what we might just have to do. See what information we've got here. So the doctor has assigned codes for casualties. Code 2 for the first assessed casualty. Code 2 for the second assessed casualty. Code 1, immediate risk of death. Code 2 means immediate risk of serious injury. And code 3 and above is no risk to life. By the way, sometimes what actually might happen is that if there's an ambulance and if they think they can do it, they'll actually load the casualty onto an ambulance, and then the doctor will just get back on board and we can go away. So all we've done is provide an emergency doctor. So one of the chaps is coming back now. Let's just take the head tracking back on again. Right, mate, how you doing? Are we all right? Yeah. So I suspect he's going round the back, maybe to get the stretcher. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the fact that he's getting the stretcher means that we're going to be taking the patient to the casualty. The poor unfortunate. It does actually raise an interesting question. Realistically, the hospital being 18 miles away, 18 nautical miles away, we're only taking one patient at a time. You know, the guy that's left, or the girl that's left, if this was a real world thing, I wonder what they would do. I wonder if they'd have another helicopter come in, or whether they would literally just shuttle them. I don't know. Here we go, choose destination. So I'm going to accept the destination that they gave us. We could, if we wanted to, we could select our own destination, or we could just unload the patient here just to end it and keep it quick, but we're not going to do that. We're going to get at least one of the patients back. Be interested to see. I guess we'll find out when we get to the hospital if it'll ask us to come back and get the second one. It could be that they're just going to go by ambulance. How are we doing? Is he finished moaning yet? You should be excited, mate. You're about to have the ride of your life. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, he's not so convinced. There we go. Whack him on board. That's all right.
Patient on board. Take care.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't you worry about that. Right, give him a Twix and a coffee and tell him to shut up.
Cabin secure. Ready to fly.
Okay, thank you, chaps. Thank you. Let's get the engines back into flight mode. Have a look over here at the engine panel. There we go, both engines now in flight mode. All good. Quick look down here, we've got no warning messages. Everything looks fine. We've got our destination set here. We are ready to go. I shall concentrate on flying. Now this will be interesting, as I say, we've got a slight slope here, you can see. So I need to try and anticipate that, and also watch out for the trees.
Wow, nice touch, Captain.
Hold your horses, it's early days yet, mate. Before you start praising my flying.
VTOS.
Watching that we're not over cranking the engine. Scoot round here. And a little bit too much power there. So we're just contouring a little bit here just to get some speed up and get us in the general direction. Oh, the scenery is lovely, isn't it? I cannot express how much fun this is. If you've watched the other videos, you'll probably already know this, but I wasn't really a helicopter flight simmer until Microsoft Flight Sim, where the scenery is just so gorgeous and so realistic, and also the sim is so smooth that you can fly, and you know, to fly a helicopter you certainly need a nice smooth sim. But the high performance group H145 and the action pack just absolutely revolutionised it for me. Really did. Still climbing. Let's get to that hospital. What we can do is on our tablet. There we go. Just keep that screen on. Just keep an eye on things. And the kind of things that can happen are, if the patient really was in a bad way, it might come up saying that the patient needs to be stabilised before flight, or it might happen during flight. In fact, did a live stream not that long ago. I'll put a link down below. But during flight, they needed to perform CPR, so I had to land the helicopter very quickly to enable them to do that, and that was quite
500.
Yeah, talking of live streams, I do it from time to time. Tends to be a little bit ad hoc. I don't have a set schedule or anything like that. I do have a extremely busy, normal, real-world work life at the moment, especially. So I don't always know when I'm going to be able to do it. But when I do it, I normally bank something in on the Discord. Another plug for the Discord in there. Shameless. Oh, this is not a good time for this to happen. Well, in case you're wondering what happened then, that was the sun, which has not been out. This is real world, by the way. The sun, which has not been out, suddenly decided
500.
Suddenly decided to come out and sent my head tracking absolute bonkers. So I just had to put the blackout blind up. I used the Grass Monkey King Puck system, which is absolutely excellent, but it's very sensitive to UV light, which of course is how it works. And I've got a window right next to me, and if the sun comes out, then comes through the cracks in the blinds and all that sort of thing, and it sends it bonkers. So that's just something that I have to watch. So yeah, I was rudely interrupted by the sun. So we can see here heart rate is 108 beats per minute and oxygen is 95.5. We've got a life score of 0 to 100 and the patient is at 43. I think it's safe to say that he's probably seen better days, but I've seen worse. So as that number will decrease, by the way, and if the injuries and everything are right, it will decrease at different rates. But you know, it could be a sticky situation for him and for us, because what we don't want is for anyone to die on board, because then it's our fault. And then when they have the board of inquiry, who's to blame? You are, sunshine. Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we'll scoot over the hill here. Isn't this beautiful? I could do this all the time. Great area to fly around in. Just gorgeous. So you may recognise that's Oban or North Connel airfield just over there. You can see the bridge. Just trying to fly in as well and concentrate while I'm doing this. Lovely. I really do need to stop talking about how lovely the scenery is. Anyway, what are you flying at the moment? I would love to know. Always interested to know what people are flying. Has anyone tried the Robinson R66 from Cowan Simulations? I've not got it yet. It's not a helicopter that I'm particularly interested in flying, if I'm completely honest. I totally accept that it's a widely used helicopter, especially for training, and I also totally accept that Cowan will no doubt do a fantastic job of rendering it in the simulator, but I'm not sure if it's one that I would like to fly, but I'd love to know what you think anyway, if you are flying it. I've also been flying the H160, and one of the reasons I'm trying to keep my hand in doing this kind of work in the sim is for when the action pack comes out for that, because flying around in the H160 doing this kind of work is going to be huge amounts of fun. But I have a massive soft spot for the H145. I love it to bits, I really do. It's just absolutely grabbed me. Fixed wing, I don't even like glass cockpit, but for some reason with the H145 it all just works really well.
2 miles from hospital.
Okay, so we're near the hospital now. Happy with the medical condition there, so I'm going to, I can just get my mouse pointer back, there we go. Just get us back onto this screen. And then we can start preparing ourselves to drop the patient off. So let's have a look. It will pick a hospital, but with this being in the sim, and of course with the hospital not really being modelled, you never quite know what you're going to get in terms of a landing pad. You might not even have a landing pad because it might have some nasty autogen or something on it, so we'll have a look first, see what we've got. As you can see, we've not got much in the way of the wind. The wind indicator is just underneath where the barometric pressure is, by the way, just to the right of the compass rose. So yeah, I just want to have a look and see what...
Destination in sight. Medical crew is ready on landing spot.
Oh, excellent. That's good. Yeah, I just want to be able to see what we've got in terms of available landing area. sometimes it really throws a challenge at you. That looks there suspiciously like a helipad. I wonder if it's going to give us that. I'm almost a little bit emotional. Yeah. Okay, so it looks fairly tame. I can see the crew down there. I don't know if it's on a slant. We're going to find out. At times like this, I wish I could move that tablet using a button or something. Let's just swing the helicopter around a little bit. We're not, strictly speaking, landing into wind, but the wind is pretty negligible. And yeah, stop talking. Turn a bit.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operation. Nice touch, Captain.
Well, thank you. Right, let's whack the engines into idle. And let's jump outside. There we go, so we've done the transfer. He's now your problem, lads. You can take him into the hospital now. And
Patient has been deployed to the hospital. He is safe.
excellent. So it's not giving us any further instructions at the moment. Let's just wait and see.
Cabin secure, ready to fly.
There we go. So what have we got? We can end mission, we can receive new dispatch, we can go back for other injured. Now that's greyed out. I'm not sure if that means that we don't have another. It could be that the other patient went by hospital, went by ambulance or something like that, or we can return to home base, and then I could select a home base. What I'm going to do is actually end the mission here because you are watching a video. You've been very patient, and I don't want it to go on for too long. But at least you get an idea of what you could actually do. I will just click on end mission. There we are, and then that's all good. Congratulations, all objectives have been completed successfully. Submit your flight report to the hype online below. So that's all good. Submit that. Yeah, thanks ever so much for coming along for the flight. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been great having you on board. It is an absolute blast doing this sort of thing. I'm still very much learning. Also, there's the option of obviously if the weather wasn't too good. I've done that before in another stream actually. So you've got all those variables. Flying live weather, certainly doing this sort of thing, does give you that. Chuck some different things at you. We've been very lucky today with the weather. It is gorgeous up here. Wish I was up here in real life actually. What about you? Do you? Yeah, a little smile there at the corner of the lips. I know you love it up here. I love Scotland. I love Scotland so much. I love it too much. I talk about it all the time. Anyway, Thanks for coming on board. Great having you here. And I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.